Microwave is proof for later. I cannot breathe. Alright, it's planting day. New phone, same plan. Now then, you might notice I'm not down there at the rocks. I'm up on the path next to the road. I'm going to be cutting up these vines and pulling them out of my way because I don't have enough clearing space to get the soil bag that's already going to be incredibly heavy, being just over 30 pounds of dirt. So I'm going to cut this lines up and I'm going to plant my seeds. Caddo is the term for this area if you don't know. Not exactly this landscape, but this general area, so the seeds should be fine. I can't breathe right now because I just took a microwave to a dumpster. Yeah, the one in the forest from way back. Yeah, I took that one to the dumpster. Go check out my old videos if you don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to cut these vines and I'm going to toss them over into this bramble bush. This is the same kind of vine, so they should be fine. And this will all just compost away. I'll show you when I get to planting. Thanks for listening. So I'm going to mix these seeds. This is the other one, by the way. And then the Caddo mix. I'm going to mix it into this, which is garden scraps. It's a nitrate filler to help even out this. This is an organic mix. I'm deliberately showing it like this so that you can't actually see anything, because one, I'm too tired to move the back around. This is 30 pounds of dirt, thereabout rather. And two, all of this stuff is branded, and the only thing I want to support are the seeds. Ignore the fact that you can kind of see this thing. I have to show off that it's worm casting, and you can't do that from the back. I'm going to plant them right on the other side or right in between the two trees that you can see on the screen. I hope you can hear me. I'm going to plant between those two trees because that's about where this construction debris ends. And yes, this is actually construction debris. I know it doesn't look like it because it's not all concrete, but one, a decent chunk of it actually is once you start digging into it. And two, outside of some of the ones that are from down there, a lot of this stuff is in-ground rock supports that can't be used for filler dirt because it's rocks as opposed to dirt. Effectively, when you dig into the ground, depending on your area, there's probably going to be a lot of rocks, which there are in Texas, and you need them out of the way when pouring foundations. Now, this isn't a terrible thing. Some companies will sell them. Some, just like this place apparently did, dump them on the ground. And in nearby free space, the fact that this is public land and that's technically illegal dumping isn't really taken into consideration. Oh look, you can even see some bricks right there that are left over from construction, along with good old concrete seat over there that I haven't been using as a seat because it got tossed into the river somehow and I haven't bothered to fish it back out. But these rocks aren't bad, but this area wasn't even a forest originally. If you look at stuff from like 100 years ago or so, right around the world wars, this area was mostly prairie. They planted these little subset forests as a way of bringing back the environment, so we're not just stuck in a concrete jungle. But not all of these trees are native. And B, this is prairie land, or this was prairie land. So, like, yes, make a runoff river, which is what this is. This is a storm river. It feeds into an actual bigger storm river. It goes to, like, this is what goes into the storm drains. Because it used to just be a pond up at the top, but they dug a kind of intentionally winding path so that they could get as much water into this land as possible, because they were planning on turning this into a little subset forest, which it is. I'm being attacked by bugs, sorry. Yeah, I'll show you, I guess, the dirt patch is what it's going to end up being when I'm done. Then I'm going to bend these up and fish the other one out of the river and throw them away. And that's going to have to be my garbage for the day, because I super do not have a trash bag. I completely forgot to grab one because I was too focused on grabbing all of this. I'll show you when I'm done. Thanks for listening. I just realized I should probably explain what's in these. The kind of fuzziness you see down here is like Susanette, brown eye Susan, and stuff like that. That's in both bags. I'm also covered in a little bit of it from cutting the bags open. God. There's Texas sunflowers in this one, the Texas seed mix. God. There was a few bluebonnet seeds, although they're far between, because bluebonnets are actually very prevalent in Texas and don't need as much help being spread around. The Caddo mix has some river flowers, which is why I got it. Let me see if I can find a good example. Okay, do you see the brown spots underneath everything? That should be Texas river flowers. I cannot remember what they're called. God. You know what? I'll post a link in the video description of what these flowers actually are, like to the website and everything, so that you can look through the list and confirm. I'm still being attacked by bugs, so sorry for the checking. That yes, in fact, these are actual Texas plants. Whenever I find the red mulberry tree, it will probably be planted just behind where that big rock is, in the hopes of it spreading around a little more. I'm probably going to include this only to show off the actual seeds. Because while they're very similar seed mixes, they are a little different. Caddo is more for wetland, while the flowers are more for prairie land. But this is a mix of both. Well, I guess it only barely qualifies as wetland because of that area. But I'm going to be random throwing some of the Caddo seeds over there, just in the hope that they'll propagate more. I also need 2 different mixes because they are grown from different plants. Like, the company that makes them keeps them in different plots, which so that they can collect only the correct type of seed. This does mean there's not super much genetic diversity between the seeds in the bag, But like this Texas Neve, most of the seeds will be homogeneous, all from the same strain. But the Caddo seed will have some different ones. And whatever flowers are in this area, I know way back there's the Historical Society has Texas native flowers too. Theirs are from going to ground. That's not something I can do in this area, because going to ground is killing off non-native grass with a herbicide. It's not a lot of grass over here. There is a little bit that I am planning on trying to kill. It's mostly over there. And up on the hill. But hopefully some pollinators will mix throughout this area, because there are a lot of pollinators in this area. Being a subset wood, there's always going to be a lot of pollinators. And hopefully they'll help mix up the genetic diversity plus whatever's in this forest that is crossbreedable with these plants, which some of them will be just by random chance. Yeah. Alright, I vastly underestimated how many seeds fit in 2 pounds. Because this is what fell out of the bag. This is the random splotches that will hopefully cover this area. And this is the actual planter area. There's a bunch of footprints in it because I'm trying to tamp it down. All of those specks you see are the seeds. That's half an hour of mixing. Half an hour of mixing into 34 pounds of seed of dirt. No, 31. When you count the earthworm casting. No, it's not going to rain for about a week. Hopefully, there's less than a 1% chance for all of the days this week. Which means there shouldn't be rain, but there's a very small chance, because they don't even talk about it if there's a 0 chance. So hopefully, between this being a relatively flat area and the lack of heavy rain expected, this area will persist for a little bit. I will come back in a couple weeks with spare cardboard that will be weighed down, or will be to weigh down this dirt patch. Was the original plan, and then I'd remove it in the spring or something. But the seeds are a lot more prevalent here than I thought. So I'm going to mess this up a little bit and throw it more that way. But I'm tamping it down so that the seeds get mixed into the dirt itself. Otherwise I wouldn't be tamping it down, because it would be fine, probably. But I'm going to follow this like mini area, because that's not where I meant to put the dirt originally. I meant to put it over here, but I fucking tripped and I had the bag ripped open so I could mix the seed into the dirt, as you can tell. And so now it's all into the canopy as opposed to the part of the open area. Like open spaces, thicker canopy, it's hard to tell. But these do need a kind of more open canopy. So I'm gonna toss some of the dirt in after tamping it down a little more. And hopefully at least some of these seeds will sprout and actually start propagating this area. And hopefully they will eventually spread out to that area and further down the river. I'm going to be doing something similar up the river and down the river at the other two forests, or clearings rather. And hopefully all of these different packets will not necessarily interbreed, but mix at the very least, because I'm going to look for different companies for each of the areas. This was native Texas seeds, or native seeds, Texas edition. Up there is going to be Seed Company, I think it's called, or something. I guess. I mean, I don't know what the last one is. Or whatever. I don't know. I'm very tired. I'm going to wash my hands in the river. That's why I'm going down there. But this is more proof that this is construction. Like, there's bricks in the river. And this is like a built wall that I'm going to tear down some right now. I should probably wait to... Sorry, I'm very out of it because I took some allergy medication. And I guess this is going to be an extra long episode because I just realized all of these are around 5 minutes. But these are all going in one day. Thanks for listening.